Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? Man, I hope you're doing well. Time again for another pocket dump deconstruction. So let's see. Monday through Friday, I've been skipping a couple of days because, I'm transitioning from full-time work to consultants work, which I love. But whoa, a lot of changes. I've been working at my current place for 15 years. Before that, I was a consultant for 7.5. So now I'm going back into consulting at age 60 in July, and I'm really excited. But the more options you have, the more interesting it gets and sometimes scary. But anyway, it's going to be great, I think, for this channel because even today I have a meeting. The good news is I'm meeting with my first client, which was my company that I worked with. So I'm thrilled with them, and I've been talking with them, and it was great that they wanted to help form this and be my first big client and all of that stuff. So that's great. So you'll see my carry. It's pretty much what it is. But, and this is the fun part, you're going to see my carry when I know this is the talking part. Sometimes people hate this, so fast forward it until I pick up something. You're going to start seeing over the days, we'll always have the knives. I actually purchased 3 guns for the first time. I've never been a gun owner. I've always been knives. My brother is the gun owner. And you'll see those. Some of you will talk trash about him. And that's fine. But I was starting out a lot stylish. You'll see when they come. Of course, I've learned about, you buy a gun online and then it takes a while and they have to ship it to a gun shop by you. And then you got to go in person and all of that stuff. That hasn't happened yet. So you'll see that. But you'll also see my work carry when I'm talking to clients. And that's fancy. And you'll see a lot of different work kinds of things. Also, I bought a bunch of Shown Design pins. We'll talk about that as well. So it's going to be fun. You'll see a lot of different carries as I move through. Today, someone mentioned that every time they see my shirt, it's like the same shirt. It's because this is, you have several little trash shirts that when you get up, instead of pajamas, I throw on a trash shirt. And I do this before I shave and get my clothes ready and go out. So this is my watch today. Oh, it's Wednesday, May 15th, 2019. Happy Hump Day. My watch is my Concord Impresario, which I love. It's so, I like chronographs. I really do. If not a chronograph, then I want something as thin as possible. So most of mine are chronographs. It just, yes, I get all the stereotype, but it does make you feel manly, especially one with the back all out and it's super heavy. Just a real nice watch. Today, hold on. Cohiba. Can't wait to start smoking this later on. The good news is, as a consultant, I get to my smokes and drinks a lot sooner than later. Shown Design pen. You guys have been seeing my Shown Design pen. This is the titanium version. You've been seeing these for quite a while. His original ones, and they're heavy. I know that because I also have some fancy pins that you'll start seeing too. And they'll have that label on it. That's the thing. As I start digging through all my stuff, I save all my stuff for my consulting. And one thing about the consulting I did with the leather goods is I went Coach, a lot of big stuff like briefcases and stuff, and a lot of Mont Blanc. So the great news is it'll look fancy, but I've had it for over 20 years or so. But this is the titanium pen. I have the titanium, the brass, and the DLC pin, and they don't have the clips. Those were the originals without the clip, okay? From this small company, from a guy, I think he just moved out of Massachusetts. I love it. I made a huge purchase. So when I'm at home working or not having to see a fancy client, you're going to see a lot of what I carry now going to my regular work, and that's Shown Design pins. I just bought 6 of them, guys. So all of them with clips. So you're going to see a lot of variety. I love, and especially since I'm doing my own business too, I love the guy calling, I said, oh, and I want them next day and whatever. And I love him sending me an email going, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm out with my wife and kids at the Grand Canyon for a week. And I've never hired anyone. I usually do all of the shipping and everything. I'll mail it on Monday. And I went back to him and I said, hey, man, enjoy your vacation. The pins are worth waiting for. But I love that small kind of company stuff. I just love it. I do. I hope as things progress, and I keep talking about this, but it'll be slower. I hope you guys that I have a chance to visit a lot of small kinds of places. This is my Mont Blanc skinny wallet that I show you. I've been showing you 2 of them. Let me see. I'm going to grab, just because I've been digging in all my boxes and stuff. So this is some of the Mont Blanc stuff, and these have pins in them. So you'll be seeing Mozart pins. This has other bigger pins. So you'll be seeing a lot of pins and a lot of different stuff from Mont Blanc as we go on. It's not because Kevin just turned fancy. No, it's because that's part of what I'm going to be doing is my living. I got to get fancy. When you work with someone for 15 years, you know that you need to dress up, and I dress shirt and all that, but you don't need all the fancy stuff. In fact, now that I'm going there to meet people, I haven't changed up and gone too fancy with them. This is a brand new coin from the U.S. Mint. This is, they have started a new series. They did the presidential, what did they do? Nickels or something? I forget what they did. Quarters. Nope, that's the state quarters. Whatever they did with presidents. But they decided to do presidents, starting with Washington and moving through. And they do like 2 or 3 a year, and they're all spaced out. 1 ounce silver coins. I've shown these before. I've shown you Jefferson, Washington. Is it Adams was the 3rd person? Anyway, this one right here is the 4th one, is James Madison. And so it's 1 ounce pure silver from the mint. The thing, as I told you, I always tell you the story about when I collected a bunch of stuff. But what I love about collections like that, and if you want to start or get your kids started collecting silver, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a big, the world's going to end, I need silver kind of guy. Because if all that crashes, you're going to need more than silver and a gun. But I appreciate other people's thoughts of how everything's going to go crazy. So I'm not saying no. I don't want to argue with you. Some would say we're as messed up as we're going to get because it's kind of messed up. Some thinks we're in great days. Anyway. I'm sorry, I went on a ramble and I apologize. Anyway, though, I do think silver is a good thing, real silver, especially for kids, because just like I was lucky enough to have a lot of silver and gold pieces when they went skyrocket, it may go skyrocket again. So it's a nice way to do it. And right now, it's at a lower price and people aren't hustling to get silver. So Get them involved in a club. I don't know what that was, 20 something dollars or something, but get your kids, that's something they could save up for and see if they can get all of the president coins. That's good. And then at the end, they'll have however many presidents, they'll have ounces of silver. Or for you, if you want to start a collection, great way to start it. And then every year, just buy Silver Eagle. This is a notepad. You're going to see this a lot. Smithson. Remember I said I bought a lot of expensive Smithson notepads, and I have a couple left. Smithson stationery. It's a UK company, SMY, Smithson with a Y. Just wonderful leather and great paper and everything else. Well, I'm going to have a lot more. I'm going to have this in my pocket with whichever pen, depending on who I'm talking to, either a Schoen Design pen or probably a Mont Blanc. But I'm going to have a lot of these pads. And the pads, this one has notes, but they have other things like Boss on them. They have, just Smile. They have a lot of things. You'll be seeing those coming too. So you'll be seeing some variety as we go forward. This coin, I have 2 Ed Shimp knives, and I really like Ed Shimp. I think Ed Shimp, and some people don't, and I'm going to get some comments going, that's a real ugly knife, and I appreciate that because a lot of Spyderco knives actually are ugly. They know that. They say they're ugly, but they feel good in the hand, and for the most part, I agree with them. But Shimp has done some great designs, especially with the Ethnic series. But this as a small knife, this is a stainless steel knife. They also have, I've seen one listed with carbon fiber. I've never had the opportunity to buy the carbon fiber one. It's been discontinued a long time, so is this. I'd love to find a carbon fiber version, but it's real nice. You'll see that's Shimp's mark. He does a lot of stuff with Spyderco, especially with the Ethnic series, and I have one of the Ethnic series knives right there. This right here is called the Spyderco Balance, and it's balanced because when it's closed, see how it's kind of balanced out with the blade. Small knife, easy to open, and of course, on a real small knife, he puts the forward choil, and so you have a little bit of the edge. Full flat ground VG10 steel. Nice keychain knife to me, but also looks real interesting. I love different designs, and I think Ed Shimp does great work. 1.9 inch blade. Now remember, that's measured from the top of the handle. 1.25 inches, 1.2 inches over, 1.25 inches for that edge. It actually, even in big Michelin Man hands, feels very nice in the hand. Stainless steel, 4-way clip. Let me show you this little clip. 4-way clip, left, right, up, down, and the sturdy little clip. Okay? But a 4-way clip, you see the lanyard hole or the keychain hole, which I really like. Real nice knife. Again, from a very good knife maker. 1.4 ounces is the weight. And then the classic. I should have knives come in from Blade HQ this evening, so we'll do some knives of the day. Even though a lot of the knives are knives I used to have and I trimmed away. I used to criticize people when I first started collecting, where they go, I traded this, I got it back, it's the 3rd time. And I'm like, come on, man. You're not knife collecting. That's the sport, buy and sell. And there is some of that in the knife community. But now I understand. I go to my cases and I miss knives. So you'll see several of those and some knives that I haven't gotten. I haven't had before. So we'll do that. But this is a classic. Of course, it's the Sage 2. Some would argue that the Sage 2 and now that the Sage 5 has come with the compression lock, that those are the two favorites. This is one of my favorites. Remember, Sage is a series from Spyderco that's really worth, one of those mini series really worth you collecting. There's one knife that's hard to get, and that's the 4th. But anyway, what it does is it represents people in the knife industry who created locks. All right, this lock is for Chris Reeve, and that's why they have a titanium scales with a Chris Reeve integral frame lock. All of the knives have the same form. S30V steel, that full flat ground leaf shape, the 5054 choil, they all are the same in that way. But they have different locks, representing the geniuses that came up with locks for folding knives. Again, this is Chris Reeve. That's why it's S30V. They're all S30V with the titanium and the frame lock, full flat ground. 3 inches. They are all 3-inch blades. 2.6 inch for the edge. Again, all of that set has this. 7.1 inches total. Of course, I love that they have the wire clip on all of them. Depending on what the scales are, they're anodized to just kind of fit the scales. So well done, the Sage series. And not that expensive, except for number 4, which is hard to find. I actually trimmed number 4, and I'm kicking myself because you can't find it. And when you do, it's like double the price that you should be buying it. And I sold it at a discount to one of you guys. See-through construction, easy to clean, 2-way, right hand, left hand, tip up only. Oh man, what a solid knife. And that's my carry. That and the balance. And then the knife that almost made the carry, but wink, wink. Remember I told you I'm finding all these new knives that I have, and I just have not. I went through trying to find the name of this, and I realized I've been on YouTube longer than I think. I keep going, 2 years, maybe 3, closer to 4, going through all my collection. But this, again, an Ed Shimp knife. This is from the Ethnic series. I'm going to butcher the name, but you'll see it in the title. Khukuri. Khukuri. Now, some people say, you really butcher the names. You know what? When you spend time with your collection and you don't have to say it out loud, and then people will write me the name. I wrote down the name. It's saying it that you don't know. Anyway, what they do with the Ethnic series is these great knife makers, they go and they study up on a knife, a wonderful knife in some culture around the world. And then they bring all of the modern stuff to it. A lot of times these are, these are really fixed blade knives, but they make them folding knives. In this case, this is a knife. A lot of people talk about where this really came from. I'm reading from I'm reading from the Spyderco website. So, don't argue with me. But they say it's the national knife of Nepal. And the reason it has Greek backgrounds and a lot of other backgrounds is this Khukuri shape. That's what this is. Khukri shape. And that's the shape right here. Has been used in traditional knives around the world in a number of places. Again, It has that bend, and a lot of shimp knives do have that bend, as you can see with that shape, but it gives you that nice forward choil, almost 50-50, right? It's very thin in the hand too, which I like. VG10 steel, 3.4 inches total, 2.6 for the edge. The entire length is 7.7 inches. I like how thin it is though. 3.4 ounces. Stainless steel liners. That black older clip that Spyderco used to do. A little bit of a lanyard hole. The one thing about this is this frame lock, because of the looks, are so flat, so tight, flat. What do I want to say? It is so flat up against the scales that because it doesn't poke out or whatever, even though it bends in, that's for, your handling, your fingers when you're handling it. Now my fat fingers, I still get to it, but it's not easy. But just a wonderful, nice older knife. Of course it's discontinued. Been discontinued for a long time. If you can find it, God bless you. But I wanted you to see it. There you have it. A lot of talking because you're going to see some new stuff pop up. Some fancy stuff pop up as I start embracing my new life. I really appreciate all of you guys. Man, this is so long. I'm sorry about that. Just wanted to keep you updated. Hopefully I'll get knives tonight and we'll do knives of the day. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Don't forget to subscribe. Only 30% of the people who watch regularly, almost regularly, have actually taken a couple of seconds to subscribe. That just helps me out. So please do that. Turn on your notifications so you know when I drop a video. And also, when I trim my collection, I sell my knives like the classic Sage 4, only to you guys. So turn on your notifications. It's always first come, first serve. You have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.